Okay, we are now live, and my introduction said who we're talking with. And just to give a short summary, as one as short that can be, about Nathan the Wise, it's set in Jerusalem during the Third Crusade and describes how a wise Jewish merchant named Nathan deals with Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Its major themes are friendship, religious tolerance, relativism of God, and a need for communication, and it dates all the way back to 1779. And believe it or not, the young lady named Emma is playing the role of Nathan. So I understand that the Levies, you both saw this in Stratford, the Stratford Festival, where it was also played by a woman. What was it that made you think, oh, we'd like to do this for young theater?
Well,
we were asked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who saw it twice.
Okay.
Loved it so much.
Yeah.
And when TMI started Has Summer Players and proposed it, they came to us.
We were impressed with the play, but I don't think we ever thought that we would actually direct it.
Yeah, pretty heavy stuff.
I mean, it certainly was not a peanut gallery.
Right. Right. Definitely not. So what is it that intrigues you about it, and what you hope will intrigue audiences?
It's still current.
Okay.
Those themes written in 1779 were way ahead of their time.
Yeah.
And Lessing, the playwright, I think was aware of that this was not a play that was going to be very popular. There are passages in it, lines in it, characters in it that, even when we're reading it, we can just imagine people wincing, even now.
Even now.
Yeah, even now. I mean, and not because what's being covered or discussed is untrue. It's just not pleasant.
And to think it existed way back then, and we still haven't improved, have we?
Well, Lessing never saw the play performed.
Right, that's what I heard.
Yeah, it was denied. But after World War II, when it, of course, also had been banned in Germany, it was performed a lot in Germany after World War II and since.
Emma, what intrigued? Did you actually try out for Nathan, or you would have taken any role? There's I believe 9 in the play?
Yeah. When I auditioned, I said I would have taken any role, which was a lot because I was in another play at the time, and so I never.
We'll discuss, yeah.
Right, and so I never expected to have the opportunity to play Nathan, but I'm very thankful that I do.
What, as somebody young who is having to play an old Jewish man, what is it? What's the challenge? What do you like about it?
Well, the challenge and what I like is that it's something I've never been or done before.
True.
So there's been a lot of maneuvering, how would an old man speak and move differently than how teenage Emma would. But the Levies have offered their guidance with that, and I think the text really speaks for itself and aids in that. So that's eased the challenge, that the text supports it so well. But it's been really fun to do something new like that.
Has it been a challenge in some ways?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. When you alluded to
challenges,
when you alluded to you were busy this summer, you were. You played Rizzo in Greece.
Yes.
Talk about different roles, right?
Yep, and rehearsals overlapped, and
they were. Oh my god!
It was very jarring to go from playing Rizzo to playing Nathan. Certainly an exercise in my ability to change character. But
and from what even though I have it slightly wrong in the intro, I believe you've been acting with the Levies since age 10. You're now 18. Are they any good at what they do?
Yes. They sure are.
The check in the mail.
Yeah.
What have you kind of learned from that? How many plays would you say you've done with them?
This will be my 5th.
Okay, and how many plays overall in your career so far?
About 30.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. What have they brought to you in those 5 plays over age 5, or no, it's 10 we said, to 18. What do they do?
Yeah. So in the beginning, going in as a 10-year-old who hadn't done any of it,
Yep.
I learned all the theater basics from the Levys, everything that I needed to know to get my start as an actor, I learned from them. And then, as I got older and I knew the basics, really the presiding theme has been the importance of storytelling.
Okay.
I've gotten to tell stories with the Levys 5 times.
Okay.
And
So
that's what theater is. It's telling
that's
stories.
what theater, and some do it better than others, but
Sure.
yeah, but I think they always picked plays that had some relevance and weren't just, I hate the word fluff. So yeah. So trying to think how to ask the question of what are you going to do next? Are you going to college and you're going to major in theater or?
Yeah. I'm going to Wright State University this fall to major in acting.
Okay. All right. What would you hope for a career?
To perform.
Perform everywhere in any place, right?
Right. Yes.
Right.
I would like to be paid to make theater.
There you go. All right, Levy, it's back to you. TMI, which I believe stands for Teenage Musicals, which this is not, is about 63 years old, I believe.
About that, yes.
Yeah. And then you also directed for called Peanut Gallery at the Midland Center for the Arts, and any other companies?
Well, at Creative 360, and also Larry directed me in a play in there, and and then we also Teenage Musicals and Peanut Gallery, and then I did some middle school directing.
Okay.
And when people ask us, we will go and direct.
We will go have bad will travel, right.
Yeah. We're a directing team.
Okay. And I understand you've been rehearsing this one in your driveway, you said?
Yes. Well, we're lucky. We have a porte cochere we live in a house built in 1876 in Midland.
Okay.
Door to the Center for the Arts. You couldn't get any closer. And we have a porte cochere and a carport.
Okay.
And fortunately, we are protected from the rain. We can socially distance out. We have socially distanced. The actors all wear masks or shields. Just to be extra safe, we have gallons of disinfectant and wipes, and we are trying to keep everybody. They all had to be vaccinated in order to the two TMI musicals, and everybody had to be vaccinated in order to participate in all of the summer shows, and each one of them, Polka Dots, Putnam County Spelling Bee, and Nathan theWise. We are following the strictest protocol.
Mm-hmm. Over all these years that you've co-directed, have you had any kids that have an interesting story to tell, or that have gone on to be professional?
Yeah.
Well, one of the first plays we did, which was called Feeling Good, written by Tom Lowry, who was a local teacher.
Yeah. Okay,
we had five people in it. Jennifer King, Jordan Wiles, Cameron Bender, Chris Nichols, and one more that escapes me right now. But they are all still in the business. I got to see Jennifer on Broadway with Bernadette Peters doing Gypsy. She is now appearing in one of the Lone Star 9/11 as the main character's oncologist. And but that's happened with Midland. Midland produces all sorts of professional musicians. Our Tevye in the TMI fiddler, Joey Johnson has a master's in musical performance and opera, and Benton DeGroot, who is the music director for TMI's Putnam County Spelling Bee, and Shannon DeGroot is a professional dancer. I mean,
wow.
This community produces not only actors, but one of the early TMI people, Dr. Heather Gilbert, has won Emmys for her lighting design. She teaches at Columbia and Chicago. So it's, this community, and especially TMI. One of the things about TMI is the students do not pay to participate.
Okay.
They are expected to do sweat equity. They are expected to fundraise for the organization, get sponsorships, but the whole goal of the House vision 60 some years ago was to offer an opportunity for ages 13 to 23 to be involved in a group experience.
And they're all summer productions?
They're all summer
Yep,
productions,
yep,
yes. Always in August. And
okay.
for many years, TMI would do the musical one weekend, and Interim, which was an older version of Peanut Gallery, would do a straight play.
Okay.
And then,
okay.
And when the center decided to go into a different direction with this Rising Star program that Emma was a part of, then TMI board got together and said, in honor of Jerry and Betty Hath, let's form the Hath Summer Players.
Okay.
Tracy Kemsel, who's on the board, said, I know just the blade, and I know just the people that would jump at the chance to direct it.
Has it been done much in the United States, do you know?
Yes. I know it's been done off Broadway with F. Murray Abraham playing Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
You know, there's an elderly Jew.
Yeah, right.
Playing an elderly Jew, which was, for him, I'm sure any acting challenge, I would say a little bit more for Emma than it might have been for F. Murray. Maybe not. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's pretty good. She's pretty
good. I mean, she had put down, I'll take any part. But I think everybody who auditioned had put down wisely that they would take any part.
Yeah, but good thing to do.
And so we read through everything, and people read all sorts of things, but Emma had read for all the female parts. Guys in the room had read for all the male parts. And I just said, does anybody want to try something else? We did not have an audition piece for this one really, well, none of the 9 parts are trivial. They're all crucial. And the part of the patriarch was important. So we asked one fellow to read that. And then I just, frankly, I had been thinking about you, Emma, but I didn't think you'd audition. I wasn't sure. I figured you had maybe other things on your calendar this summer. I hadn't really thought about Nathan being played by a woman until we saw Nathan being played by a woman.
Yep.
And it was great. I mean, she was outstanding at Stratford. So, now Emma's sitting across from me and I say, do you want to read Nathan? And she said, sure. So we put her in a little audition piece with people around her and she started to read it. And I would say, Emma, you got 10 lines in and it was obvious. And I think others in the room knew it too.
Yeah. Did you have to change a lot of dialogue? No. Okay.
Not a thing.
It was pretty generic to begin with, so to speak.
Well,
it's as Emma says, it's storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she is a storyteller.
Okay.
And then it was just when she started reading Nathan, the hairs on the back of our necks.
Larry, there we go.
Started reading Nathan, the hair on the back of our necks went up. Yep. Same thing when Kyler Searing, who is spent 2 years at AMDA and is going on hopefully to Los Angeles to finish up and has done all kinds of TMI shows. He was a Bay City Western Central student of Laurie Anthony's, tremendous. A
star in a number of plays that we saw when he was in.
Okay.
We were very pleased that he decided to audition.
Yeah.
So he read for the Patriarch, Cold, and we were just blown
away. It was
away.
Obvious again.
Emma was there.
Obvious again, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
This person born to play this part.
Yep.
And then I offered him the part on the phone and told him that Emma had accepted Nathan. He said, and I said, you were perfect for the part. He said, I felt the same way about Emma being Nathan.
Okay.
So to have somebody of his experience and to say Emma's Nathan and agree with us, and all the rest of the cast is,
Well,
they were okay with it too, huh? Yeah, yep.
I've auditioned a few people, including Emma.
Yeah.
And I have seen Emma do things on stage that I think were beyond her years.
Wow. Okay.
Just recently, in fact, in Revolutionists, and and in high school plays, and Rizzo was outstanding.
Yep.
And I thought, especially this part that is so subtle and by turns witty and sly, and at other turns really heartbreaking. I thought I thought she can do this. So,
It's like asking who's your favorite child, but Emma, any of all the plays you've been in, was there a favorite? And the same with the Levies, is there a favorite you directed?
With the Levies?
Yeah. Any play.
Yeah. Whoa, well.
Oh, what did you say? How many? 20 of them or something? Yeah.
No, right. I'll stick to With the Levies. This has been my favorite so far.
Okay.
It's just, there's something about Nathan the Wise that is so very above a lot of peanut gallery plays. Not to say that it's, better or worse necessarily, but it's more elevated.
Yep.
And there are more subtleties to it. And so it's been really interesting to dive into it and work on it.
How about for you two, out of all the ones you co-directed?
wow.
Well, I rank Fiddler on the Roof in 2007 was a powerful for
that
TMI.
was a huge cast.
That's a huge cast. Yeah.
As one father said, the stars aligned. We had an amazing.
Yeah, we had about
Molly
kids.
Young was our
okay.
Was our Golda.
Yeah.
And Julie Johnson was our Tevye. And I mean, we just that aligned. Then Jim Homeyer asked us to direct the operetta Brundabar. That was and it to Regensstadt as part of a chorale, center stage chorale production.
Yeah.
And we had 17 kids in that, ages 7 to 17. Benton de Groot was Brundabar. And just the script and the whole backstory with that was really a power.
Yeah.
But a play that Emma was in, a peanut gallery play that remains one of my favorites, was a version of Don Quixote, Man de la Mancha, set in a high school. We called it New Cambio High. It's called Quixote. And Emma played Donna, the barista at a coffee shop, who was the Dulcinea character.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And that was all about the tribes of high school, and the lead, Don Quixote, was a high school student who went off his meds.
Oh dear. Okay.
And because they took away his dreams, and he becomes Don Quixote, sticking up for the kids that are bullied.
Oh, well, that's an interesting that's a great transformation.
It was perfect for high school. Ashley Harvey, who is playing Rachel, Nathan's daughter, she was Sancha Panzona, the Sancho character to Quixote. And so she and Emma are back together in this.
Okay.
And it was a really powerful play to do with middle school actors.
And I think, you don't want to cast before everybody's auditioned. But I think going in, Emma, the same thing. Your ability to evolve in that play, in Quixote. And there was something during the audition where you were just fierce. I just remember, and it was late. We'd done a lot of auditioning. People were sort of doing their second and third and so on, above necessary. But we put you in there. You weren't the one auditioning, but you spoke a line one way and then another. And I just remember going, whoa, and turning to Jeff Simmons, who I don't think was paying attention. I don't think he was paying attention, really. And these kids are auditioning, but we're pretty well through. But I just said, did you just see what she did? And because, again, I mean, what grade were you in? 7th grade?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to get all the particulars here. It is at 7 o'clock, August 11, 12, 13, 14, inside at Creative 360, just because you don't need outside noise. 53
audience mask.
Yeah, everybody has to wear a mask. There's no reservations. They just show up and donations. And the capacity at Creative 360 is 53 people. Is that correct?
According to COVID guidelines that they are
right now. Yeah.
Now. Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then briefly say what the other 2 TMIs are this summer.
Polka Dots, a delightful musical about accepting differences, that Tracy Kemsel is directing will be at 6 o'clock the weekend of August 4th through the 7th. So when 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, Wednesday through Saturday. And that will be outside. Bring your blankets, your lawn chairs, snacks to eat. And that is for a younger audience. And very, very colorful, very bright musical. And then at 8 o'clock, the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, it's a play, the Putnam County Spelling Bee musical, and that is being done also outside, same venue, and again the same things with the tickets at the door, donations accepted, and that is rated PG. So
they're back to back then?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, isn't that clever?
Double bill.
Yeah, right. Double bill. Yeah,
double bill.
And
which, yes, it's being called the TMI Festival.
Okay. All right.
And that's being directed by Judy Harper and longtime John Glenn director Jeannie Gilbert.
Oh,
and
yeah.
a number of her John Glenn alumni who are off in college are back in that show, along with kids from Saginaw, the Midland kids that are TMI veterans. So, and that'll be at 8 o'clock. So
okay.
Yeah.
So we're about at the end of our rope here. Either one of you, all three of you, anything you want to add that I've missed, or about the show yourselves, what you've directed, what you've played in? Emma, anything?
We really encourage people to come to these shows and support these kids who have worked hard all summer. Yeah. And TMI is, and we're so grateful that TMI has started this HATH program for the non-musicals.
Yeah.
And with no disrespect to the two musicals, I want to say Nathan is an unusually sophisticated show.
Correct.
And we're very fortunate to have these 9 actors who are outstanding.
Oh, and we're going to have a talk back after. That's
important. Oh, okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I don't think Emma knows that. Larry suggested it to the cast.
I told him we had done that some years back when we both performed in the Laramie Project, and how
yes.
And then with Driving Miss Daisy, I had led a talk back, and in both cases, I thought they were really useful. I think an opportunity for the cast, certainly. But
yes.
So for anybody who cares to stay and just simply wants to comment or ask one of the cast members a question, or just a global question, we'll be more than willing to hear it, entertain it.
Okay.
But I think this is a play that raises questions.
Oh, I was going to say, just like Laramie. Yeah. You want to talk. You want to talk to somebody afterwards.
Yeah. So, I think people
especially about religion.
Yeah. Yep. And that we never quit feuding and fighting.
No.
When did you start rehearsing? You alluded to. Did you start rehearsing when it was really tight COVID lockdown?
In June?
In June. It was June. I think we started June 9th. Auditions were the weekend of June 4th for all the shows.
Okay.
And anyone, and the younger ones, the 13-year-olds, had just gotten their first vaccination.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So, so they had we had Zoom auditions for all 3 shows for anyone that hadn't gotten their second vaccine. And then some of the kids had to wait for 10 days before they could show up in person at rehearsal. Their quarantine period was over. So it's been, and most of us have rehearsed 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
And now extra times.
We've rarely had the whole cast together.
Probably, yeah.
Many of them had jobs. Yeah. Many of them were in other places. Some of them had vacations planned.
Yeah.
So we've just, whoever shows up. Fortunately, there are 11 scenes. And in most of the scenes, there are only a couple of people. So we get these people who show up, and we get them up there in the driveway.
Yep.
They run their scenes, and that seems to have worked okay.
So far, so good.
So far, we'll find out.
Yeah. Emma, was this one more line intense than you've had in the past? I saw her expression. Apparently, yes.
I've had some pretty line intense roles. But this show is very dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
And there are quite a few monologues, especially for Nathan. So yes, it's quite dense, but I think still understandable and relatable. But yes, lots of lines.
Lots of lines. Okay. Well, I think that'll do it if you can't think of anything else. So I thank you for your time. And please, people, go out and see it again. August 11th through 14th. Okay? All right. Thank you.
Yeah. And just you wait.